I had a medical issue, Of course, my parents took me to the best of best doctors. We tried homeopathy, we tried Ayurveda, we tried every form of it. Every day, taking medicines, and suddenly when they don't have to take medicines, it's nothing but a miracle. Emotions in our body, and then eventually they become a disease. And then I realized dis-ease. A disease is nothing but when you're not at ease. This lady had come and it was just 6,000 or something. She didn't have the money for it. Okay, she took that money from somewhere, and now she's created more than 11 crores with her. And it's been 15 years that I've seen thousands of people changing their life. This is one thing for all you people who are new. You're hearing me for the first time. Even if you say this every day, 10 times in the morning, 10 times before you go off to sleep, even if you start saying,
So finally.
finally we are doing it. Thank you so much for having me over.
Dr Ashissh Narayankar হৈছে the founder of Aashworld Academy, যিখন Bombay আছে, আৰু luckily we are shooting in Bombay today. Then he is a medical doctor, transformation coach, spiritual healer, psychic medium, and consciousness facilitator. So I'm actually very overwhelmed today because I was waiting for so long that I will definitely do it me also as well. So Ashish, we'll have a long conversation today because lots of things to discuss and lots of things to know from you.
Sure.
How I just want to know that you are a medical doctor, of
Yes.
course. So how your journey has started, like as a energy healer?
Okay, so firstly, thank you so much, for having me here. And of course, it is an honor to be with my student, honor to be with my participant, whose life I have seen from where to where. So, being here gives me immense joy because, that's the reason we do what we do. If we can inspire other people who are also going through challenges or difficulties and don't know where to look, what to do, I think this is a beautiful platform and you're doing amazingly well.
Thank you so much.
And I remember how many times you kept saying, when you come to Guwahati, we'll do it. When we can, who knew that we will be doing a shoot here? And, we've also just started with our channel. So I think we're going to be lucky for each other. So thank you so much. So, your question, how did I get into energy healing? See, when I was a child, I always wanted to be a doctor. Always. I knew that I want to heal the world and, cure people and all of those things. But it's interesting that when I came into my 9th grade, 10th standard, I had a medical issue. I used to have allergic rhinitis. I used to have bronchial asthma. And, it slowly started becoming very, very bad. Like every day I used to wake up with cold attacks and used to actually carry handkerchiefs, to keep, blowing my nose. And eventually I used to carry three handkerchiefs. It was so embarrassing and it was so frustrating. So, of course, my parents took me to the best of best doctors, the NT doctors. And, I kept having medicines, but nobody had a cure. Eventually, we tried homeopathy, we tried Ayurveda, we tried every form of it, but I was only getting worse and worse. And then I just carried on like this. So when I wanted to become a medical doctor, I got into medicine, of course, because I was a good student. And I wanted to actually become a plastic surgeon because I wanted to beautify the world more, work on people, like make everybody assure, right? That, universe had a different plan, I guess, for me. So every time I would enter into a OT theater, I'll start sneezing and I would have cold and, so I realized that's not working for me. So that's when I took the alternative. I got into cosmetology and then I went to London. I got trained as an esthetician and I joined a company, which is VLCC, which was dealing with skin beauty
Again, beauty.
Again beauty. But I couldn't become a surgeon, but at least I became a cosmetologist. But my issue didn't stop, so even when I worked for 11 years in the company, every day the cold would, hamper my life. Especially then I realized when I was getting stressed, it was becoming more. So it stops me from doing a lot of things. It will stop me from even, making commitments like what if I have to go on a stage and then I have an attack. So it really, really gave me a lot of limitations. my search was still on, that there has to be some cure, because I always believe there is a cure, but I couldn't see it that time. So any which way, so I worked in the company for 11 years. And during that time, somebody had told me, why don't you try alternative healing? And I didn't know what alternative therapies were. And one day I went to a healer. And in my times, we are talking about now 15, 16 years back, I didn't know what a healer was, So they were doing energy work. And that's when I went to one of the class. They were practicing theta healing. So I remember going for a session, and then they worked on the cold issue. Now they worked on the emotion. And then they, took back where the emotions started from. And strangely, it was from my childhood, from the time I was born. That emotion was there. There was a lot of rejection. There was a lot of, and every time that emotion will come out, it will get triggered as cold. So any which ways, they worked on that. But I didn't know, okay, how is this going to work? Working on somebody's feelings and emotions. And then I realized 3 days I didn't get a cold attack. 3 months I didn't get a cold attack. Now, if somebody who's been struggling every day, taking medicines, and suddenly when they don't have to take medicines, it's nothing but a miracle. And for me, that's when the miracle happened. When I realized 3 months, 6 months, I didn't have any attack of cold. I was completely cured, if you ask me. Now that shook my whole world, that, that all the time we're only dependent on medicines. We're only taking this, and something like this could change. Then my curiosity started growing more. I started learning different courses. And as I started learning courses, I realized the root cause of every disease is all emotions. We hold on to emotions in our body, and then eventually they become a disease. And then I realized dis-ease. A disease is nothing but when you're not at ease. And I had a lot of things I was not at ease at, whether it comes to relationship, whether it comes to that. And when I released that, suddenly the ease came in. And that is where my journey of energy healing started. Then I started traveling around the world, and I started practicing something called as energy medicine. And then I realized I don't want to do all this corporate work. I want to heal people around the world. I want to talk about this. I want to help so many other people. And that's when in 2009, I completely left my job. I started practicing this, and it's been 15 years that I've seen thousands of people changing their life. And now I'm just not doing healing. I've started teaching, because I feel when you go to a healer, you're so dependent on the healer. But when you teach people how not to fall sick, they don't fall sick. So that's what my journey has been so far.
Wow, really amazing. And I'm sure my audience is really loving the story, because I was excited to know more about you, the journey and everything. My audience is also waiting, because lots of the time we speak about you, especially Alia and me. Whenever we sit in the studio, we used to tell your name, and it's quite obvious. Because my journey also started with you 2019.
Yes, I do remember.
And if I say to all my audiences that yes, my life has turned 360, after meeting you. That was the Access Bars Foundation.
Yes.
So after Access Bars Foundation, and before that also, when I was not meeting you, that time also people were like, there is a magician named Dr. Ashissh Narayankar, and I was so excited to know actually who is this person is. And I did the first money class.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come to that topic later, definitely. So that Access Bar Foundation has really changed my mindset to look life from a different angle. So I just want to know how these Access Bars, first I will know that how Access Bars came into your life, then I'll go to foundation.
It's an interesting story, because you know what, I'm a very keen learner. I keep learning even today. I'm learning some of the other new courses, because I keep adding, because I feel if I'm dealing with different clients, every client require a different therapy or modality or way of handling. Not all clients are the same, and then so I started learning, so I started actually with hypnosis. I started doing past life regression therapy. So I did my postgrad post-graduation from a Dutch university. So I'm one of the few people in India who has a post-graduation in past life regression therapies. So there was a time when I used to do five sessions in a day. I have a record of doing 100 past lives in a month's time. But anyway, so almost for 3-4 years, I only kept doing that. And does it work? Of course it works. But that gave me an understanding that we carry so much emotions, so many point of view, so many belief systems from past lives. And then I realized that, when you go and we clear all of that, things do break change. But one thing I realized that, to solve one issue, maybe we needed a lot of repetitive sessions, but that was what I was doing till then. In 2012, I worked a lot on myself. I changed a lot of things about me, my mindset. I used to read Louise Hay, how your belief becomes your reality, and how, so affirmations. So I've done everything. I started doing my affirmations and all. And I saw my life was only getting better and better and better. And that's when, one day I was teaching a course, which was my own course, activation of your abundance gene. Because I always believe we all are supposed to be happy. We all are supposed to have money. But why is it that so many people struggle? And why is it that so many people have what they want in life? So I'm always looking at how can we make things better? So anyways, once I was teaching this course and this girl comes and tells me, have you heard about Access bars? I said, bar? I said, the only bar that I know is Saturday night bar that everybody goes to. But they said, no, it's an amazing modality. True. I was curious. I said, okay, let me see. So one day I decided, she took me along, and it was... the facilitator was also first class in Mumbai. There was nobody doing it in 2012. Very few people, But I went there with curiosity. And honestly, if you ask me, I didn't understand anything in the first day. What is it, But they spoke about this 32 points on the head. When you touch this 32 points, what happens is every feeling, every emotion that we have that we don't require, it suddenly starts going away. Now, I thought, aise thodi hota hai, you just touch something and happens. Because you don't believe that it can be so easy also, So I learned the whole thing, but I didn't believe in it, if you ask me honestly. But the very next day, that time I used to have a practicing, room from my home. So I used to practice from my home. And, I finished my sessions for the day, and my friend rang the bell at 6:30 and he gave me like a packet of envelope, He says, this is the money that I owe you from the last 6 months. And, just keep this. I'm like, okay. I knew, ki aane wala tha, it was supposed to come, so I didn't relate it with the bars,
Yes.
Okay. The same week, suddenly, people started calling me. Oh, I had taken one pendant. I'm from Calcutta. Can you send me the bank details? And suddenly I realized a lot of people started calling and money started showing up, which I had completely forgotten about. So it was not that I was thinking about it. So I realized there is some shift that took place, So more and more money started showing up, But then, when I learn something, I always like to try on other people because I don't immediately judge it, whether it works or not. So I started giving it to my friends. So I had a friend of mine who had a lot of aches and pains in the body, and he was traveling to Spain the next day. So I'd come home. So I said, hey, you know what? Let me run something for you. And I ran the bars. He went off to sleep, and the next day when he woke up, he was absolutely fine. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But most interesting was another friend of mine, every time something goes wrong in her life, she comes to me because she believes that, I'm able to help her. I remember very clearly, I was doing my session and she called me up, and she had a fight in her office and she was very upset with her boss and all. And she was very, very hurt. So, she said, can I come to you? I want to talk to you. So when she came in the evening, obviously when you're in a state like this, I didn't want to do any hypnosis session or anything else. I said, just lie down. And I started running her bars. And within 45 minutes to 1 hour, she became very, very quiet. And she felt very, very easy. And then she says, I want to go home and just sleep. I said, okay. One following week, we were meeting for lunch. And during the lunch, I asked her, hey, how do you feel about that episode? She said, no, the episode that happened in her work. So she said, it feels like it didn't happen only. Then I realized that, this beautiful session where you're not doing anything. You're just touching different points. It just heals the trauma. It just releases what you're holding on to.
Right.
Why do people come to healers? Because they want to release stuff. They want to let go of stuff. And this was such an easy way. And that is where I started giving sessions regularly.
Right.
Then slowly, I realized this is so easy. And slowly, I stopped doing even past life regression therapies, because if this can change life so easily, why do you have to
go
do
to the past, right?
Go to the past, find out where it came from. And people were loving the change. So from 2012, 2013, I started doing so much of access consciousness, and I also keep teaching it. That's the thing.
Right.
And if something works, I want to share it with the world. And that is where I started teaching the bars class. And now I know you are also a bars facilitator now, and you're spreading that work to so many other people, which is such a fabulous thing to do.
So after access bars, that is to 32 points. That is the basic course, the first course. Then comes Access Foundation.
The foundation.
So foundation is the thing that has really set a new foundation to any people.
Absolutely.
So foundation, how this you have shifted. There are lots of many people's shift and changes happening every day with you, obviously. So after foundation, doing foundation, जो लोग आपको feedback देते हैं, I just want to know something about that, and about a course also. How exactly foundation does?
So basically, Access Consciousness is the founders are Gary Douglas and Dane Heal. They are from USA, and it's been around for more than 35 years now.
Right.
And I came into it almost 12 years back. Now the concept is very, very simple. That that whatever is going on in our life is because of our own mindset, our point of view.
Okay.
Yeah, let's assume. Let me give you a simple example. Is money. We've always been told money is hard, money is difficult. We have to, save it, take care of it. It doesn't come to us easily.
Yeah.
Now, we all have learned this from childhood. Now, what we believe is what we keep seeing.
Right.
That is what a point of view. Now, if you want to change your life, you have to change your point of view. And that is why it's so easy. You don't have to work on the outside. You don't have to work on the external.
Right.
You only have to work on yourself. So one is bars. When you run the bars, it helps you delete all those programming that we have. And we are nothing but products of programming from childhood. Now you're from Assam, I'm from Mumbai. The way you have lived your life, the way your parents have brought you up, the way your conditions could be very different from our condition.
Right.
Now even in Mumbai, everybody lives in different conditions. So if somebody has seen a lot of struggle in the childhood, they'll always believe life is about struggle. So with the bars, we'll help you clear the programming, which is a one-day class, So you can come to the class, you can learn how to do it, and then you can give it to your loved ones, and you can even become a professional, practitioner, where you can actually give it to your clients, give it to other people. The foundation course, I am absolutely obsessed about.
Yes.
Why? Because that is what gives you an understanding. It gives you clarity about everything.
Yes.
So the foundation is actually it's a 3.5 day course.
Yes,
so once you do the bars, you can enter into the foundation course where you learn how you are creating the limitations in your life unconsciously. We don't consciously create. We are unconsciously creating. That awareness comes in, and then you start making choices and you change. Believe me, I mean, so many, thousands of people have done the foundation with me so far.
Yes.
And every day I get testimonials. Thank you so much. My life has changed. I'm creating this. I'm creating that. I've seen people with no money today successful.
Yes.
I've seen people with difficult relationships. I've seen people with cancers and different diseases attending these courses, and their body starts healing.
Okay.
It's not that I'm healing them. But what they do is they start making different choices.
Right.
They start bringing ease. Now, let's talk about, say, a disease. This ease. Many a times, diseases like cancers and all of that, they have a lot of issues with relationships.
Yeah.
They are, they don't know how to handle relationships. So it's all emotional issues.
Right.
Once they're able to handle the emotions, there's so much of ease. And the moment the ease comes in, the disease goes away. So we are not actually doing healing. Awareness actually brings It's a byproduct. Healing is a byproduct of awareness. And that is what. Now, the beauty of the foundation is, we talk about every topic, money, relationship, everything. But also what is magical is, we learn different tools. Now, tools are simple day-to-day techniques, verbal tools, verbal processes. If there is a situation, they start using it, the situation starts changing. So this is where their life just doesn't get unstuck. So many different possibilities open up, which they have not even imagined. So people have gone ahead and created. Like we were having a conversation, Ashish, I don't think I have imagined I will be doing this.
Right.
It's about how your possibilities are opened up and you're doing things which you would have never imagined earlier, and that is what life is all about. It's about opening different possibilities. It's about opening different things in life, and that is why I feel everybody should do the foundation once.
So now I'm going to a topic that is really, really interesting. That's money.
Everybody loves money.
Everybody loves money. So yes, I have to say that my money reality has changed after money class and after foundation. So there are so many people still struggling with money. They are not able to create that money. Even those who are watching our podcast also, they will also say that they are struggling. There are lots of, like बहुत सारे बाधा है, नहीं हो रहा है काम. So how you see money?
See, I'll tell you one thing. I have always believed money is easy. Money is the easiest thing to change. Now, again, when you use the access consciousness, principle behind it, that we are creating our reality based on what we think, based on what we feel, our thoughts, feeling, emotions. Now we keep picking up, if other people are struggling, we automatically feel we also have to struggle, the prism to reality. But the tools of access helps you create your own reality. Even if other people are struggling, doesn't mean you have to struggle. That is how, if I give an example, like COVID, when COVID came in, I was at home and I'm like, okay, whenever I have to start working, I will, because I've created that ease for myself. But slowly, all people started calling because they were losing their job. They didn't know where the money is going to come from. And there was a lot of financial hardship they were facing. So they started saying, can you do a money class for us, So I'm like, okay. So I did my first online money class during the COVID. So many people from around the world joined it. Now I was giving them tools and techniques of how you can. So Access has something called as a clearing statement. It's like a magic wand. So what it does is, every time you run the clearing statement, which is right, wrong, good, bad, 41, I stalls, boys, provides, and beyond. When you run this clearing statement, it releases the blockages, the point of views that we have unconsciously, like what we picked up from our parents, what we picked up from the society, what we have been taught, all that starts clearing and your reality starts changing. So I've had so many people who joined this money class online during COVID, and then they started setting, suddenly opportunities have opened up. Suddenly money has started, the stuck money has started coming. Suddenly people's businesses have started. The same people who were struggling, they started seeing the change in their life. And money is actually the easiest. Like I'll give you an example, relationship. Now, let's say husband, wife, they have to get along, to create the relationship better. So relationship, it is two people. With money doesn't think that I want to go only to Pallavi or I don't want to go to so-and-so. We have point of view. Money is not coming to me. Money is difficult. The moment you change your point of view, your relationship with money changes. And we have to learn how to do that. It doesn't happen overnight because we are humans of habits. Agar aap pehle se hi you're fearful of money, you've been handling money with scarcity, you have to change the way of working with money and automatically the ease will come in. It's a programming. And you have to deprogram yourself and learn the easier way. So I've done so many money classes from 2012 till now. All across the world, people see the benefit. I think the first time I came to Assam in 2019 was for a money class. We had over 100 people, and how people have already transformed their lives in money. So changing money is easy. Of course, you have to learn it. So I would say come for the class. You are investing money. I remember I had gone to an indoor class recently, and I did a money class. So I'd done a class almost a year or two prior, and this lady had come, and it was just 6,000 or something. She didn't have the money for it. Okay, she took that money from somewhere, and now she's created more than 11 crores with her.
Oh my
she
God!
Was giving that, that one class changed her reality completely. She and her husband are now having so much ease with money. Remember, right now we did the foundation class, and there was this girl who came and told in front of you that the first time when I wanted to do the foundation class, she had 16 rupees in her bank account. Okay, she took the money from someone else, did the and today she has crores in her account. So obviously, I'm not saying it happens overnight, but you use the tools and change. And today she's so happy. She said that in front of everybody.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that, so many have given me just testimonials that money is easy actually, but it's our point of view that we have to change. So money class definitely has a magic in it. People experience the magic. Sometimes just sitting in the class, suddenly money comes. Like another participant was there. We finished the money topic and she said, money has come in my account. It is so amazing.
Yeah, even I have seen, like, whenever I'm in a money class or even when I'm running bars for others, then also the transaction is happening in my account. And how does it get better than this?
Absolutely. Because even in the bars, there is a point which is for money.
Money, right.
All the point of views that you have about money, it suddenly starts shifting and changing. And that is why you're So I always tell people, if you want to change your financial reality, that's the first thing that changes.
Yes.
After doing the classes, you automatically you start noticing a difference in your monetary days. And that is why I always tell. And that is one of the things I feel is my forte, because I see everybody around the world running behind money. Struggling for money, difficulty with money, fighting for money, where I feel money is a part of our life. Life is so much more bigger. So I want to help as many people with the financial reality because yes, money is important. Because it gives us choices to choose, travel, buy, give, it is definitely an important component of a life. But that is not the most important component. I see so many people not living their life. All their life, it's only running behind money, and then they die. Where does the money go to other people, right? So it's about, what I love about Access is, you start living life. That is why the mantra of Access, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Like everything should come to you with ease. Whether it's money, whether it's relationship, everything should be ease, joy, and glory. And that is why this is one thing for all you people who are new. You're hearing me for the first time. Even if you say this every day, 10 times in the morning, 10 times before you go off to sleep, even if you start saying, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. If you keep repeating this every day, suddenly, slowly, you start seeing things are becoming easier in life. I've had people only using this tool and life has started changing. So this is the mantra of Access. It really, really works.
Yes. I'm so excited that, coming July, we are thinking of hosting you for a money class.
There are so many people who are asking for it. And I would love people to benefit from it. But again, it's a choice. I know so many people, they don't have the money. They say, no, I don't. But you have to believe in it. I have had people who have done the classes. The class definitely is a price. Why? Because, we want people who are serious about it. Believe me, free things doesn't work.
No,
people don't. Only when you pay for something, the value is there. So I know people who are really, really desperate when they come to the classes. There's so many people who only keep saying, I want to change, they don't do anything. But those who really, like this time when we did the foundation here in Mumbai, people came from so many different places. Nigeria, Bangalore, Indore, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat, so many different.
And it is such an amazing class. Like people are so many.
Everybody's gone happy because now they have already started seeing the changes in their life. So it's all about you creating the magic in life. Access gives you the tools, but you have to use it to see the change in your life.
So I want to know the other courses that are facilitated by Aashworld Academy. Now it's Aashworld Academy.
So Aashworld we started as a healing center, where I do healings. And, there is a team of mine who also does the same. But eventually, I thought, I should open an academy. Because academy is something that, where it's a platform. where I called, different teachers from different background and where students can come. Like, see, I have traveled around the world, just to learn, but not everybody can do it. Because they have family commitments. Sometimes they can be financial commitments also, which doesn't allow them to. So I decided to create it as an academy also. So now we have so we have sound bath meditations, we have spiritual courses. Now we're going to have numerology courses, and where I'm going to invite the experts from their thing. Very soon we are also going to have, different spiritual courses going on, because I love spiritual courses, Recently we had the Dasma Vidya, where our guru, she came from Rishikesh. She's so, she's into this for so many years. I believe if you learn from the right source, the information that comes also is genuine, and you should learn from the right teachers, and that's very, very important. Like I would say today, YouTube is a beautiful platform. There are so many videos, but sometimes they say, after hearing this for 1 hour, you don't need a numerologist. But I feel that's not right, because, it's such a deep study. How can in 1 hour you learn everything? Yes, you can get a little guidance. But if you really want to learn, I always feel a professional approach is very important, and that should be the way it should be. So yes, we are very happy that Aashworld Academy is doing well. And they're benefiting. The most important is for the students, it's not just us who were looking for benefits. So yeah.
So whenever I see your Instagram account, I just got stuck there, because so many tools and tips, and especially for money. And this is my favorite. Can you suggest some tips for my audience today? Because my subscribers is also waiting.
Okay, so I will suggest one simple thing to use is basically. Every time you give money to someone, say this number 1403.
1403,
1403 in your head. Whenever you give money, just say 1403, 1403, 1403. It's an energy that brings money back to you. And definitely I've seen people, whenever they give money, money has come back to them. So it's a magical number, 1403. One is that. The second thing I always say, whenever you give money to someone, always say this: let this money go to this person, bring happiness, and let it come back to me. It's your intention. Because some people pay money like, oh, my money is going. Now I don't well. So that's the energy that you should not give. Like I said, everything is a mindset. So when you do this, definitely it works. So 1403 is a tip that works for everybody. So start using it, and you will also see the difference.
Exactly, because I'm also using that 1403 technique.
I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the class, and let's create the magic. And let's change your financial reality.
Definitely.
And thanks to them, I'm getting this opportunity. So I'm really looking forward to coming there again.
Absolutely. I'm super excited for the class in July, and I will definitely announce the dates through my YouTube channel, in my WhatsApp number. So everywhere you get the dates. So connect with us. I'm so thankful to you that you have given from your busy schedule, you have given this time to me.
Thank you so much.
I'm so thankful to you because you know how I was manifesting this episode to be done.
But again, you see, when it works out, that's how it's supposed to work. That's the magic.
And see, this has to be happening in Aashworld only. So everything as you said, there is no coincidence.
Never coincidences.
No? So I'm feeling lucky and blessed to do this episode. And আকৌ লগ পাম আপোনালোকক চাই থাকিব নতুন এটা এপিসোডৰ সৈতে এজন নতুন অতিথিৰ সৈতে মই পল্লৱী হাজৰিকা কথা ষ্টুডিঅ'ৰ পৰা আজি বিদায় লৈছো ধন্যবাদ
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.